Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Build It Stronger fundraiser edition. We are so excited to have all of you on tonight. If you're catching the replay, hello to you as well. We are going to talk about everything fundraisers. So as we're getting started, I have a poll. Don't you guys like polls? I do. I'm going to pull up a poll here, and we're just going to take about a minute for you to view the poll and vote. Let's see what... I'm going to launch it right now. There we go. All right. The poll is live. So take a look at the question. It says, have you ever had a Scentsy fundraiser? I'm really curious as far as our audience, who has had one and who hasn't. The votes are coming in like American Idol. Oh, man. All right, votes are coming in. All right, we're just give it just a few more seconds here because I'm seeing about 21 votes. All right, and we're going to go ahead and end the poll. Okay, we're sharing the results. Good. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So it's a mix. So for those of you who have had a fundraiser before, we might solicit some feedback from you here in the chat. Anna's watching the chat, and I'll be chatting. Okay, and so about half have and half have not, and that's perfect. Okay, so let me get out of there. All right, and now I'm going to launch one more poll because I want to see. All right, it says, what fundraiser interests you the most? There's a particular, oh good, this is what I want. I was about to say, there's one fundraiser that I really want to focus in on, but if there's others, another one that's very popular, then we'll touch on that as well. So the votes are coming in. I feel like this is American Idol. Who's on there now? What used to be Ryan Seacrest, right? It's not Ryan anymore, right? I don't know.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Wow. Okay. Buddy drives. All right. Give it one more second and then I'm going to share the results. All right. Here we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. So buddy drives are coming in at 44%. Then sports. Okay. And then school fundraisers. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. Buddy drive, sports, and school fundraisers. Got it. Okay, so this is really good. I want to tell you that we're going to go over a little bit of everything tonight. There's so many fundraisers that you can have with Scentsy, and what's ironic is so many people out there do not realize that we actually do fundraisers, and that's where we come in. That's our job to share that we offer fundraisers, so that way people know. Because how many have been, have kids and they come home with that cookie dough or the Christmas wrapping paper or just weird stuff that you don't want, like the peanuts. Sometimes my kids come back with a peanut fundraiser and I'm like, I just order one out of pity, but I don't want all those peanuts. It's just ridiculous. And then the peanuts are like $40. So these are practical things that people want. They want Scentsy, they want fragrances, they need laundry, they need cleaning products. So there's a variety of things that are available that people don't have to make those pity purchases, like just to help Susan's kid. It's real items that people use every day in the household, at home, in the vehicle, okay? Men and women and kids. So let's start with number one. How do you go about booking fundraisers? I get this question all the time. Okay, you do fundraisers, but how do you go about getting them? So I'm going to go over about 10 ways. So this is note-taking time. Number one, it's not really that complex. I saw where one of our friends, Anna and I friends, her name is Ariel. She's an SSD. She just made a simple post on her newsfeed timeline. And she was like, is there anyone out there in my friends or family network that could benefit or use a fundraiser? Or if it's not you, do you know someone that could really benefit from a fundraiser? And I watched that post and was like, oh my gosh, like all these people are commenting, and they just came swarming in. So that's simple. Make a simple post on your timeline, just as if you were posting a warmer or a LTO. Number two, as you're browsing social media, mainly Facebook, maybe other platforms as well. But oftentimes, like in my neighborhood group, there's always someone that's saying, hey, I have a GoFundMe for my kids, whatever, sports, or they're going on a trip to Washington, D.C. So if anyone wants to donate, and some people will donate, but if you don't know the kid, it's like, really? I will send a private message to them and say, hey, just to let you know, I'm a Scentsy consultant, and we actually have really good fundraising packages if you're interested. Number 3, contact churches for like missions trips. I know that there are churches that are always fundraising to go on missions trips to serve all over the world. And again, this could be another opportunity, because sometimes those missions trips cost anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 or $5,000. Every bit adds up. You can also contact Women and Children Charities. So for instance, you have like the women's shelters, and they're there, they're in a safe place, and usually they're there with their kids. And so, wow, the community can come together with the buddies, right? With the buddies for the kids as they come in there in a different place. They could be welcomed with a buddy. Oh no, oh boy, we got solicitors at the door. Okay, next, and we have a no soliciting sign on our door. So my husband, if y'all hear him going off, that's what's happening. And then there's also a charity called Embrace Grace. I was a teen mom, and so that's one that's really I'm passionate about, because it helps not teen moms, but single moms, get on their feet. So you could donate fragrance flowers or whatever, or even the commissions that comes from that drive. So that's another option. Another one that we talked about in the poll are schools, within the school. It could be the entire school, but once you start getting to like the high school realm, you have sports, all different types of sports. And usually like football can have their own fundraiser for uniforms or for traveling. You could also, it could be band, it could be the theater, it could be the PTO. Then another way that you can book fundraisers and get the word out that you actually can do fundraisers is by purchasing stickers from the Scentsy consultant store. They should still be available, and they might just be like $2 or $3, and you can get a pack and it says, I love fundraisers, or I host, or I book fundraisers. I can't remember. You can also personalize your own stickers as well. But the point that I'm making is that every order that goes out, Happy Mail, whatever, you can actually put stickers out, and that would be a way to communicate with everyone to let them know that you do fundraisers. Another thing is the same way that we put out flyers, like a lot of people are putting Scentsy Club flyers out and everything. You can make your own little flyer, like using Canva, and tell about the benefits of the fundraisers, or have a fundraiser menu option, that people can use or look at or pass around. Military. I'm a former military spouse because my husband's retired Air Force, but the military is always fundraising year round. And what they have something called booster clubs in all of their sections. They fundraise for all kinds of things. One of the big fundraisers throughout the year is for like the Air Force Ball or the Marine Ball. They like to have money for that, for like gifts and giveaways and decorations. They also have they fundraise for Christmas parties, because they do a big time giveaways like TVs and stuff, just to honor the troops. So that's another option. I hope you guys are writing this down. Next is be aware of local community drives and sports and stuff. So if, again, you're just seeing things come across your feed on social media, or even signs in the community about, sports and activities, take that information, take a picture of it, and you contact them and you promote and offer the Scentsy fundraiser. A lot of people are like intrigued because they're like, oh, that's something different. Next, there are pet fundraisers, you guys. I mean, we could probably have like 20 different Zoom calls just on fundraisers, but we're not going to do that too. So the Humane Society everyone has a humane society, and they're always looking for donations for pet food and blankets and all kinds of things. One of the pet fundraisers that I do every year that I love is a Dachshund race. And so I get to set up there. I pay like a little minimal fee that goes towards the charity. And I get to see all these little Dachshund dogs just racing. And some of them are in their little built-in wheelchairs. It's so fun. But there's pet fundraisers that you can do. And if you're passionate about pets or the Humane Society, connect with them. And I promise you, more than likely, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, let's do this. Sometimes they'll even put the link, the fundraiser link on their websites, which goes a long way too. Last but not least, hospitals, senior living centers, and nursing homes. I don't know this because like when I go to the hospital, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like in and out. I want to get in and I want to get out, you know, especially if you're coming out of surgery, you're not poking around to see if there are fundraiser booths set up. But throughout the year, you can contact your local hospitals and specifically ask, you know, at the information desk, who can you talk to that handles the hospital fundraisers or donation drives, okay? And they'll dispatch you to that person. And once you talk to that person, you can ask them if they have, or when do they have their next event, and what do you need to do to sign up as a concessionaire? All right. And so what they do is, or if you know somebody, if you know a nurse, if you know a doctor or anyone in the medical field, get a referral from them and say, hey, when do you know about these events that you guys might have? Sometimes they have like jewelry booths. They have all these different booths. Why not bring Scentsy in? Okay. So that's different ways that you can get out there, make phone calls, and promote and market to find and book fundraisers. All right. Are there any questions that are popping up yet? Let me pause there.
No, you're doing good. We are just dropping other places to pick up fundraisers in the comments.
Yes, if anyone else has any ideas, like especially the 40 or 50% that said that you have done fundraisers before, let us know what you've done, because I'm not sharing it all, but in the chat, it would help others as well. Okay, so next, who do you contact? I kind of went over some of that with some of these organizations, but always ask for the event coordinator, okay? If you're calling the hospital or you're calling, you know, these locations that I just mentioned, the school, ask to speak to the event coordinator. For the schools in particularly, the PTO and the PTA, they're fundraising all year long, like from the time school starts to the time it ends, they're fundraising. Booster club presidents, I talked about that with the military and other organization. Coaches for the sports, you want to go directly to the sports coach. And then from the coach, usually they're not always the decision maker. Sometimes they have a board if it's like real serious, and ask to speak to, or ask for a referral for whoever, you know, handles the board or that sports activity. Band instructors. And then here's the other thing, outside of everyone that we just mentioned, when you're doing these fundraisers, also, you can do it solo. There's many fundraisers that you'll probably do solo, but there's certain fundraisers like buddy drives. You can solicit the whole team, like your team, okay, to help you with that. So you can also contact your Scentsy team and say, hey, is anyone doing a fundraiser that I can partner with you? Because you know, you're not hurting each other by doing that fundraiser together. You know, the more Scentsy buddies that we can get in the arms of these kids, the better, right? Okay, when do we book fundraisers? I have a fundraiser that I do every year for a school, and it's pretty big. During hypergrowth, we reached almost about $10,000, 10,000 PRV in sales for that school. But we did it during the fall winter season. So today I was asking her what the dates were, and she's like, you know what, we're going to shift and do some changes and have you do it in March. And I told her I will not do it in March, because there's no way that I can recoup the admin costs and stuff in March. You know, when you start getting into the spring season, the parents are just kind of like, they want to do like the skating rink fundraisers or the Chick-fil-A fundraisers. They don't really want to do a whole lot of work because they're kind of getting tapped out. So I told her that I was available to do the school fundraiser September, October, November is the cutoff. And that's the beginning of November, because I want to make sure that I can get everything in, count all the money, and make sure that everything is being processed before Christmas and also before the Scentsy shipping cutoff. Okay. So sometimes you have to kind of put your foot down, especially when you're donating your commissions, right? You get to make some of those shot calls too. And I knew, I was like, I might lose this fundraiser. I don't want to, but I also don't want to put in a whole lot of work. And I know that it's not going to yield the results that we're going to get in the fall winter season. The fall winter, just in retail in general, is the biggest months. What is it? September, October? No, actually kind of August, but within that August through, early December mode is when, retail is at its highest. So that's when you really want to do school fundraisers. Okay. Like for the whole school. Okay. Now, if it's little departments and stuff like that, then okay. All right. Next, for buddy drives are really great during the winter fall season. I don't know what it is, but listen to me. When you go to Hobby Lobby in the winter time, you're going to see the Salvation Army ringing their bell, right? Looking for donations to put in that little, you're not going to see them in July, 100 degrees, ringing that bell. Because one, they know they're going to be sweating, burning up, and they're going to leave with $5. Okay. So that's why they're not out there during the summer. And so the same thing goes for us. When it comes to the buddy drive, I really like to do those during the fall winter season, because people, their hearts are just more open, and they're just more willing to donate their funds, because people kind of feel sorry for everybody during Christmas, especially children that are in need in the hospital or what have you. Okay. Personal fundraisers all year round, all these other fundraisers that I mentioned, the church, I had someone one time that said her husband got in trouble. I didn't ask what trouble, but he needed a lawyer. I was like, and that's when I saw Anna Hughes, her car bar fundraiser. I was actually a guest in someone's team page. They're like, oh, I'll add you and look around. And so I saw Anna Hughes was getting ready to, do this Zoom call. And I'm like, Lord, I'm about to sneak into this Zoom. Not supposed to be here. But anyway, I snuck in and I took all these notes about the car bar fundraiser, which was huge. And literally within 2 weeks, we were able to raise like $1,000 in legal fees for my neighbor's husband. He wasn't in any trouble. He didn't go to jail. It was I don't know if it was for his citizenship or something, but either way it goes, he needed a lawyer. Okay. And I was able to help. So thank you, Anna.
You're welcome. I didn't even know. That's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, every time I talk about the car bar fundraiser, I think about sneaking on that Zoom call. So also another time to book fundraisers is in the past couple of years. Scentsy has done this promotion where they offer hostess specials for parties. And one year they did it in October, and last year they did it in November. I don't know when they're going to do it, but I love listening to the end of month lives with Dan, because usually he kind of gives us a heads up for the month before, even if it's a day in advance. But I like to know in advance, and I like to be ready, because I, like to take advantage whenever, like, I'll give you an example. When I did that school fundraiser, that was like $10,000, we had a host special. And it was kind of a weird one because we kept running out of the cups and the mugs and the blankets. And I was like, man, pretty sure they're going to be giving us shoes and rulers and curtains. But look, we're going to make this happen. And so what I did is I had a little promotion for the kids that, earned a lot of sales, right, with their Scentsy fundraiser. But then I went back to the parents and said, listen, if you and your child reaches 500 PRV, your child is still going to get that little flashlight and the little candy bag. But you, my dear, you're going to get a fancy coffee mug. Let me tell you the uptick. They're like, what? I mean, I don't know how much this mug is worth. I don't know if it's worth $2 or $10. Y'all might know. But either way it goes, it changed life. Where the parents were done, people are obsessed with coffee. So anyway, I told them this, and you wouldn't believe how many parents were like, I'm going for it, you know? So a lot of them got these cute little coffee mugs, and then they also got a Scentsy blanket. So it was like this cozy little adult thing. The kids could care less about this, but they're like, wow, what an incentive. So then when everything came about and I was getting ready to close the orders, I went back to the parents and said, hey, you know that coffee mug that you earned in that blanket? I wanted to let you know that you just unlocked a host kit as well. So it's completely up to you, but on top of the coffee mug, on top of the comfy blanket that you earned by reaching 500 PRV, you can also get this kit and start your own business. I had 7 people join. I was freaking out because I was expecting, you know, we plan and prepare for the no's. We want the no's so we can get to the yeses, but everyone, they're like, yes. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, yes, I want to do it. And then the next person, I'm like, hey, what do you think about the host kit? Yes. And I'm like, everyone's saying yes, you know. 7 people joined my team, and some of them are still on my team. Some of them certified, you know. It's just, and it helped me earn the incentive trips that I've earned. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that keep your eye out. You might not be prepared or whatever, but knowing the information that we're sharing tonight, put it in the back of your head that if Scentsy offers a host special, usually it's in the fall, winter, prepare yourself. You know how we have a list of 100? Make a list of 100 of fundraising opportunities. And as you're working those fundraising opportunities throughout the year, as soon as that host kit drops, you go to that list of 100 and you start finding people, and then you can promote. Again, use Canva, type it out, I don't care, and say, listen, this month is even more special for fundraisers, okay? Another time as far as when to book fundraisers, and this is something I learned when I snuck on that Zoom call with Anna, is when our catalog, when we have that month, that's 10% off, okay? Because you can work it one or two ways with the showcase brochure. Notice that the showcase brochure does not say that, you know, we have a 10% off month. So you can give your commission to the organization, and even though you're saving 10%, you can either give that 10% back because you'll have them pay the full price, or you can, you know, say, hey, you can promote it. Hey, we have a site-wide sale, and they can rack up even more sales because of the, you know, event that we have going on. So you can, the one thing about being a business owner is you can twist this in so many ways, as long as it's in compliance, which we're going to get to towards the end here. Okay, let me pause because y'all can see my enthusiasm. I'm excited. I love fundraisers, but I do want to pause. And Anna, are there any questions that are kind of coming through about when to have a fundraiser?
Well, only one question that was kind of open-ended, but how long should you run a specific fundraiser for?
Love it. Okay. I don't want to run like my school fundraisers. I don't want to run it beyond 2 weeks. And the way that I kind of came up with that is for my own kids. I studied all of their fundraisers, you know, the ones that we just talked about that we don't like, especially the peanut one. 2 weeks. That gives people enough time to hit a payday, to share with their friends. If you go beyond 2 weeks, they're going to lose the envelope. They're going to lose interest. And then it's going to take like 2 months. They're like, from the time they got the envelope to the time they got their products, it's now a whole new year. Okay. So 2 weeks for school fundraisers is what I like to do. And then also for the schools, they like to move on to the next fundraiser, and they don't like always to have them overlapping. Okay, so those are school fundraisers. It's the same thing with sports fundraisers. You just don't want it out there lost to, oh, look at Rhonda drinking up. Rhonda, show everybody your cup. She got that as probably a hostess gift. Oh, look at you, girlfriend. So buddy drives, those are different. Usually I like to run those for about a month, but you can give or take a week or two. Same thing with the school drives. If for some reason, you know, I need to add on a few days or a half a week, I'll do that. But just, you know, you don't want it to go run on forever because that's not professional. There needs to be a start date and there needs to be an end date for your own sanity. So thank you for that question. So you kind of want to play around with the 2 week window, but for the buddy drives, you know, I usually take a full solid month so that way I can get the most and get the team support and really reach, you know, the goal that I want. Okay. How do you run the fundraisers? Okay. So The buddy drives, I usually do my buddy drives, since that's what you guys wanted to hear about, online. Sometimes I'll create like a group. So that way year after year, I can use that same group, and you can make it public, you can make it private, whatever your preference is. But other people can add others, to it as well. So if it's open and public, then the public can obviously see it, and you can possibly get some more support there. But if I do a buddy drive, usually what I like to do is I do it online, but I also like to not just be like, donate a buddy, donate a buddy, donate a buddy. I'll take that opportunity online, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok, but on all those platforms, to share about the organization, because what you want to do is you want to tell a story. We hear this all the time in our own business, but even with fundraisers, you want to make a connection with the heart, okay? And you don't want to get frustrated, because I remember when I did my first fundraiser and I wasn't getting the results that I want. I'm like, what's wrong with this world? People don't care about kids. The kids are hurting, but don't get frustrated. Just know that you have to step up your story game and find the proper audience to connect with. Who is passionate about veterans? Who are, is passionate about sports or kids or foster kids or whatever the case may be, right? So a lot of the fundraisers can be done online. I just did a cheerleading fundraiser. I had a friend who was in between jobs, and so her daughter had $800 in cheer expenses. That's a lot. And so I was like, well, let's do an online fundraiser. All it was a Facebook party, you guys. If you're familiar with Facebook parties, that's all that I did. But what I did is I told a story. And if you can get the child even to go live with the mom and say, thank you so much for supporting, and just make a connection, post pictures of the child in her cheer uniform. You don't want to just have it Scentsy, Scentsy, Scentsy. You want to be able to tell a story, okay? So I do that online. But with the school fundraisers, I do a full catalog, and I use this brochure. And with this, half of it is the brochure, and then I have a QR code that takes people online, because most of these I'm not going to get back, and that's okay, especially when it's a $5,000-$10,000 fundraiser. But the other half, 50% will do it this way, I've noticed, and then the other 50% scan the QR code. And what happens is that QR code takes everyone directly to my to their fundraiser link. Yeah, because I just do it that way. I have a party link going, and that QR code takes and drops them right into that fundraiser link. What's cool is for the kids, I have some directions, which I'll get into in just a moment, but I let the parents know that their kids, they can text me at any time and get a direct fundraiser link for their child. So during that month of the school fundraiser, I might have like 30, 40 links open. And I love that, because that's 30, 40 potential free host kits that I get to give away if they don't join, okay? And keep in mind, even though we're donating our commission, they're not getting the rewards. So you still get something out of it. So anyway, for the school fundraisers, or any fundraiser for that matter, for sports, you can do this, but then you can always add a QR code, because you never want to leave any money on the table, all right? You can also do a Scent Circle fundraiser. One of the things that was so captivating when I listened to Anna's training, it just blew my mind. If someone needs quick money for whatever reason, but Scent Circle fundraisers and car bar fundraisers are the way to get the best bang for your buck, because using the free product credit and the half off rewards and the bundle and save, it just really rises the dollar amount. And we will share in the Build It Stronger group some of these files, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can also have a fragrance flower fundraiser. One of our friends, Kelly Rashal, they did a group fragrance flower fundraiser that was massive. And I think it went to single moms, I believe. And it was for Mother's Day, you guys. How neat is that? Another friend of ours, Debbie Pitts Palmer, she did a Spoil a Senior campaign. Her mom's in a senior home. And so they did the Moisture Medley bundle. I don't remember the cost, but it was like under $30 maybe. And everyone was donating, there. And then the whole team came in and helped with that. So you can also do that. You can do the buddy drive that we talked about, the buddy drive. For multiple organizations, even police officers, sometimes when they're in a domestic dispute or issue like that, they can bring the buddy with them to the child to help calm them in the moment. And again, we talked about the hospitals, the Humane Society. You can even, if someone has a kid that needs money for uniforms, have them do a home party. What was your team member's name, Anna, that just did an amazing one this weekend?
Carissa.
Let's say that Carissa, her customer wanted to have, needed some extra funds for Girl Scouts or whatever, I don't know, a band trip to Disney World. Then say, girl, let's do a home party. And Carissa just did over $1,000 party. So that would have been $250 back. And then you can also go back and say, hey, here's $250, but you can also get this no out-of-pocket cost kit, whatever you want to title it. And you can always fundraise and get more, because all these people that just ordered, they're going to need to restock, have them restock with your link, and then the money goes directly into your account every single month, right? So you can have a home party, or you can set up at an event. Sometimes there's car shows, whatever the case may be. You can set up at the school. During Christmas, one time I did a fundraiser where we had like an elf shop. It was an elf shop, and the kids, they had a flyer that went home to their parents saying, let the kids bring $10, $20, whatever their budget is, to school, and they can shop for mom and dad secretly at the elf shop. And we had cute little things. Little mini warmers, reasonable price, the clearance section items. We had scent circles and stuff. So anyway, there's all kinds of different options there. You can also have a whiff box fundraiser, okay, where it's just all whiff boxes. All right, what time am I? Oh, good. Okay, I'm doing okay. All right, I'm gonna move faster though. How much do you donate? That's another question I get. Well, how much do you give back? Some people are like, well, I'm only gonna give 10% back because I want the rest. They're not going to come back to you, and that's not a lot of money, guys. So, if you are a certified consultant, then your commission is 20%. You have other ways to make commission throughout the month, but give them what you want. You can give them whatever you want, but I recommend 20% if you're certified. Any other rank, 25%, but you can also offer a bonus to them to say, listen, if you all work this fundraiser, like all the sports players or whatever, and you reach 2,000, then you're going to get an additional 5% back on everything, which is 30%. So anyway, you have a range, between 20 and 30% to give back to them, but make it worth their while. Because if you come to me talking about 10% and I'm going to get a $3 check, then I don't want to do this. It's just not worth it. So there's that. When you do the Scent Circle and the Car Bar fundraiser, when you do the math, like with the bundle and save, the product credit, and putting in, like the buy 5, get 1 free, using the half off rewards, all that kind of can be bundled into the profit. And the way I did the math on the non-sale months, when we don't have the 10% off, I think it came out to like 37% back to the organization. So you get to make the call, but make sure it's worth their while. All right. What are the benefits? If you're giving away all of your commission and you're being so generous and so kind to the community, why are you working to get nothing back in return? Let me tell you, it's not always about money. It's not always about, money in your pocket. One, it's great to give back to the community, but here are the 10 benefits. Number 1, you're going to earn PRV. It's going to help with your PRV. It can also help with your TWV, your team wholesale volume, and also your GWV. All right. And sometimes we're like so close to getting paid at title. Sometimes the fundraiser is what you need. Like even this month, you guys can do a fundraiser, for the next 6-7 days or whatever. And fill the gap. It can also fill the gap for monthly bonus awards. I look at reports all the time. I'm sure Anna does as well. And I see people so close to 2,000 PRV, which means they get the award and they also get the extra commission on all of their sales, not just the fundraiser, but a fundraiser can help fill that gap. If you have a promotion that you're working for and every month you're going for it, but you're like, gosh, I'm just this much short, do a fundraiser, because maybe that fundraiser is the difference that you need to fill the gap for your TWV or your PRV. It'll help you get paid at title, you know, it'll help you earn annual sales. It'll help you earn annual mentor, because if you're doing a fundraiser and you have a new team member, what a valuable gift to give to them, to be like, hey, I know you're coming on board. I know you're trying to earn Shooting Star. I know that you want to earn Sensational Start. I'm doing this buddy drive. Do you want to hop on it with me? Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. And they get to earn all of these incentives that I just mentioned. And then you also get to earn the Shooting Star mentor and also annual mentor as well. And they get to promote. It's a win-win. I should have said this first, but you're giving back to the community. Okay. And then that community, in turn, you begin to build a reputation, you know, that this isn't just a business owner. Like when I go to, I don't know, the Chinese restaurant and that, or whatever, and these restaurants like Chick-fil-A, and I see these little awards, how they help the band booster club. And I'm like, I love that they're giving back to the community. I love that Target gives back to schools and education. You can too. You're an entrepreneur. Why not put your name out there? Build a Facebook group, like a little resume as you're doing these fundraisers. And anytime someone has an interest, drop them in that fundraiser group to say, hey, here's all the fundraisers that I've done, even if it's just 3, but you can show them, this is the fundraiser, this is what I gave back. Kind of like a little portfolio. Next, it'll allow you the opportunity to build. We're talking about building stronger. So what I love about these fundraisers, when I do the school fundraiser and I'm putting out 500 envelopes, do you know that that's potentially 500 new customers that I have? Yeah. And also I talked to you about the new team members as well. So the sales don't always stop at the fundraiser. If you follow up, these are people that you can continue to add on your list of 100, okay? And send happy mail to. So let's talk about compliance very quickly, because we can do fundraisers and I can tell you that the compliance regulations are very minimal. But what I'm about to share is not everything, but it's the top things. We cannot fundraise for national tragedies. Okay, so if there is a sweeping tornado or hurricane or tsunami, we really need to leave that to the American Red Cross and all these other organizations, because it gets very tricky. And then people start wondering if we're trying to profit, like put our business out there, you know, with a national tragedy. Okay, we had the Uvalde tragedy here in Texas, like maybe an hour from my house. And I know that there were many consultants that just said, we're just dropping off buddies, you know, and that was fine. But, you know, anything beyond that, we just want to keep things kind of in its category. So no national tragedies. National tragedies are anything that makes like national news, okay? We must have permission from the organization. So all these organizations that we talked about, the police officer, Child Protective Services, CASA, we need to have permission. I had someone message me, say, do you have a contract for the permission form? You don't need a permission form. You don't need a contract, you guys. Usually if I'm verbally talking to someone and they're like, oh my God, that's a great idea. I would love to have buddies to give to my, you know, foster kids in the system. Then what I do is I just send them a text or an email back saying, hey, Savannah, thank you so much. I loved our chat yesterday, and I'm so excited that you want to do a fundraiser with me. That's it. Just a general little thank you, but that's enough to have in writing to, you know, be able to show that you had the permission. If you see someone going through life, don't do a fundraiser for them behind their back, because that's not appropriate. And it might upset them. We cannot accept cash donations. Like you can't just take a jar and put it at local shops and say, I'm doing a buddy drive, drop a coin, drop $5. We are absolutely prohibited from doing that. Now, if some people can't afford a full size buddy and they want to go in or go half with a coworker, by all means. But what you're doing is with the buddy drive, they are purchasing a buddy for you to donate to the organization. Okay. I want to be clear on that. As far as a flyer, you need to make sure that the flyer states that you're an independent Scentsy consultant, because this fundraiser is not on behalf of Scentsy, the corporation. It is on your behalf. All right. You also need to have your PWS, like there needs to be some sort of contact information. So that way people, you know, and usually our PWSs have all the contact information, like our email, phone number, or a way to reach us. Baskets and raffles. This is another tricky one, but there's a way to kind of navigate around it. We are not allowed to raffle baskets. Oftentimes people will ask us for baskets. I usually offer these other means because I don't know about you, Anna, but I don't really get like a lot back from it. Like even customers saying, oh, I saw you did this basket and I want to order from you type deal. But if you choose to do it, there's nothing in the standards that says that we can't give the basket. It has to be products, of course, to a third party. And then that third party, whatever they decide to do, it's on them, but we can't be connected to that raffle. Okay, it's just not in compliance. But it will help you get your name out there, you know, if that's the way that you want to get it out there. All right. And I already said that. Now, the tools that you're going to need, some of the tools are envelopes. Okay, so if you're doing a school or a sports fundraiser or anything like that, go on the Scentsy consultant store. Now you can order, I think, 50 in a bundle. I know a couple months ago they had some of the other bundles on clearance. So if they are, and you know you're going to do fundraisers, go ahead and grab those clearance ones. If you need to split it with some team members because you don't need 50, then do that too. When I was broke as a joke and I couldn't afford those fundraisers, I went to the struggle tree and I just got this. This works just as well. You can, matter of fact, you don't even have to go to the Dollar Tree. You can go on Amazon, okay? But you'll notice that on every envelope, I have this little sticker here. There's information which we'll share on that Build It Stronger group, okay? Told you guys that this is a lot of information. My friend Dorothy Sanchez, oh guys, she's in the news and you can do that too. If you have a really great fundraiser and you want to contact the media to say, hey, we just did this buddy drive, and if they want to come out and take pictures of you, sometimes you might want to run things, you know, by consultant support that can, you know, dispatch you into legal or whatever. But as long as you're doing it in compliance, you can do that. So there's been newspaper articles of many consultants doing that. And that's another way to put your business out there if you want to. But Dorothy helped me because she had some files. We have these order forms because you're going to need order forms for the full catalog, but these are kind of expensive to give out to hundreds of kids. So there's actually a file that we created that has multiple. I think I have 8 order forms on one sheet of paper, front and back. So you can do that too. I also have like this cover sheet in the envelope, and it basically tells the parents step 1, step 2, step 3, send out messages, how to promote it, how to share, you know, with their friends and coworkers, and then also how to shop. It also tells them when the packages are due. Let me tell you, there's always about 15% that turn it in after the cutoff date, so be ready for that. It tells them how much they're getting. It tells them the website, QR code, the sales tax that they want to include, shipping and handling, you know, all the things. If they order through paper, then the shipping is free because I'm ordering it in bulk. Okay. Here's one of the order forms. Okay. And then when it comes time for picking up the orders, I usually have like a checkoff. Or even if I'm doing a buddy drive, I'll have someone sign off that all these buddies went to the organization, because I don't ever want someone questioning my integrity to be like, oh my gosh, we know she collected 100 buddies and that organization didn't get it. Yes, the heck they did, and they signed off on it. So just to, you know, that's not in compliance, but I just do that because I'm scared. For the school fundraisers, I bought this. You can get this from even, I don't know, I got this from Office Depot, but it's in the front office. So that way, if the teachers want to participate because they know that they order Scentsy anyway, it just lets them know. Or when the parents are coming to pick up their kids for dentist appointments and all the things, it has a QR code on there, you guys. It has my information when the fundraiser is running. And then you notice how I branded it. I'm connecting this school with Scentsy, the fundraiser. Okay. I've also made posters, you know, where I've put it like in the kids' cafeteria or in the PTA break room, and whatnot. You can also bring, if you have products on hand, you can ask the PTA if you can go into the teacher's break room for 3 hours, you know, during school or whatever. And during their lunch break, they get to shop your inventory. Okay. And then you can donate your commissions. I think that's everything. Oh, the awards. You don't have to do this, but you get better results like for the sports fundraisers and the school fundraisers if you offer some sort of reward. Okay. So what I said is for the school fundraisers and sports fundraisers, if the kid sells $30, I want them to get something, you guys. So I go on Amazon and I buy like this little bulk light up little rings, bracelets, flashlights, whatever. So they're going to get something and maybe some Tootsie Rolls. If they sell $100, then they're going to get a Scentsy buddy clip for their backpack. And I don't tell them which one, because if I got some ones that I couldn't get rid of, or those little bitty buddies that I got for $1.80, then they're going to get what they get, right? And they're going to be happy about it and show off. If they sell $200, then they'll get like a mini warmer and a usually I'll toss in a Disney scent bar. If they sell $500, then they're going to get a big buddy. Okay, and I can use my free product credit for that big buddy. And they're also going to get a scent pack. You want to separate that because you're kind of building up these rewards, right? And they're going to get a buddy clip. And again, it's not coming out of my pocket to do that, right? They don't get to choose, but I try to pair up boy buddy clips with girl buddy clips or whatever, and they can switch if they want to, okay? The last thing I want to say is when I'm organizing, whether it's a sports fundraiser or a school fundraiser, I get these little labels and I print them so that way I can label all of the envelopes. This number is now associated with the student. So when I text the parent to let them know, hey, it's pickup time for your fundraisers, I'm going to be at the school, your order number is 22. So when they come to me and tell me, oh, I'm here to pick up Jason Smith's, I don't know who Jason Smith is. And at that point, I'm frazzled. If they tell me I'm here to pick up number 22, I have it in order on the table, ready to go. If you have a $10,000 fundraiser, you can also get the PTA to come in and help you separate everything, give them, you know, the order numbers, and then they can help you start putting things together. The other thing is if you have multiple orders from that student, okay, then okay, this is student number 23. And so notice for every order, like let's say it's mom's coworkers, they each have a letter, okay? So it's 23A, 23B, 23C, okay? This happens to be 23E and 23F. So that way, when the parents are giving out the orders at work, you know, they have a system as well, okay? Because I kind of bag it, and then I also put on the bag 23 as well. All right, I hope this is a lot, and we are wrapping up right now, I promise you guys. Okay, as far as paper, you know, some of these things you can print from home. I like to go to Office Depot. This last year, I went to the library and I was able to make printouts there. It was really cost effective, and they allowed me to do it because I told them it was for school. And there's that Facebook. Okay. The other thing too is you can go on Amazon. I don't have it in front of me, but I have a dry erase check. And that's one of the things that I keep in my portfolio. So whenever I do a fundraiser, I write the organization's name and the amount. I don't care if it's $100, $50, or $3,000 that I'm giving back to the organization. I take a picture either with myself and the event coordinator with the check. So that way I can let the community know that we're giving back. Oh, who's did that? Is that Anna?
That's me.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you.
That's $2,000 to the nursing students at my local community college.
Oh, see, that's perfect. Perfect timing. And it's not that expensive, these checks, right?
Right. No, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah. And again, you know, if you can get other people in the check, yes. One of the things I like to do is with the free product credit, I actually had an extra mug and blanket, and I gave that and like a Scentsy gift to the PTO president. And you know what happens? That PTO president, I've built a relationship with her because she's like, oh my God, they're the ones doing the fundraisers, but they're not always the recipient of these gifts. The reason why I did that is because she can go and find Anna and be like, we're moving on to Anna. But now I've built this rapport and she's like, wow, she went above and beyond. So we're going to go back to Teresa for the school fundraiser year after year. Okay. So you don't have to do that. That's just me being a purple cow and wanting to stand out. But anyway, and then I want them to remember me. So I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about. Prizes. All right. As far as prizes, we went over that. Amazon. There's also this new thing called Temu. And if you kind of time it right, even now, you can order some little Temu, little trinkets or whatever, super inexpensive. I'm going to tell you right now, my kids don't care. They come to me to fundraise for them for school, and then they get like a little panda bear necklace. And I'm like, that necklace probably costs 10 cents, but my kids want it. Or they used to win it. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get, a really nice toy, to give back to the kids. You can make a little candy bag. We talked about the host gifts. We talked about the host kit. Always gift. Yeah. Okay. And then we, also for the kids, when we have flash sales and they have like the, what is it? The Lightning McQueen scent circles and stuff like that. Those kids love those things. They can put in their closet, their lockers and all the stuff. So anyway, this took the full hour, but it could probably take 10 more. I'm done, you guys. This is all things fundraisers in a Zoom hour. If anyone has any questions, we've got a couple of minutes. I don't even mind if you unmute yourself, as long as it's not a run-on question. You can unmute yourself and I'll be glad to answer it. Anybody brave to unmute?
I use the Canva page for my online fundraisers, and I'll share that in the group so you guys can see what that looks like. But basically, it's one link that they share. It has a link to the actual fundraiser. It has a link to the catalog. It has a link to my VIP group afterwards. So I kind of can capture all of that in a little video of myself explaining the fundraiser. So there's one for the participants, one for the people who are buying from the fundraiser. It makes it super easy.
Love that. I forgot to mention that when I do my school, any fundraiser, on our workstation, when you create a party that I always want to put a picture of the person, the cheerleader, the football player or whatever, or the organization. But you can also put a video. And in that video, I try to very quickly, under 5 minutes, to keep their attention, 3 to 5 minutes, let them know what the fundraiser is, what is the start date, what is the end date, who to make checks payable to, if you're accepting checks, but now we can do Venmo, PayPal, whatever. But I let them know all that. And by doing that, it reduces confusion and lost sales. The more informative you can be, either on paper, QR code, like Anna just mentioned, you're giving them all different ways to get the answers that they need, but you're still going to have people, who do I write the check out to? All right. Any other questions? Ooh, we did good, Anna.
So good. That was
Yeah.
so much good stuff, Teresa. You're like the queen. I can't even.
Thank you. So now is the time, if you guys are interested in the school fundraisers, with school winding down, you need to reach the PTO presidents now. And if you don't know how to find them, then Google's your friend. Facebook is your friend. All you need to do is put Martin Luther King Elementary or whatever and find their Facebook page. If I do land a school fundraiser, I ask to be invited to their PTO page with the parents, and I create an event in there. And in that event, over the couple of weeks, I'll schedule posts or what have you. Especially when we have LTOs drop or harvest or Christmas or holiday, I'll post it in there with the fundraiser link. But you know what? It's giving me access to more people, beyond the fundraiser, where I can send them friend requests if that's if they don't mind. So. All right, if there's no other questions, nothing in the chat. Someone said, can you repeat the raffle prize basket? I will actually, Patricia, I'll put that in the group. What I'll do is I'll make a fundraiser post, and if you guys just bear with me over the next 24 hours, I will load up that thread with a lot of the information that I just shared. I might even make a guide. That way, Anna, you can kind of drop some of the stuff that you have too. But we'll put all that in there, and also the compliance, and I'll revisit the raffle. because that one's a little tricky. We can and we can't do it. So, all right, you guys. All right, we had all right, so again, I'm excited for you guys. If you want to start preparing for the fall, even sports, band, I'm reaching out to my kids' band teachers and instructors and sports and coaches and stuff. And I've got my agenda, my calendar out. You know, you're not just planning for the moment this month and next month, but you want to plan for the, you know, for the from now until the end of the year. Those incentive trips that we go on, Mexico, South Africa, Italy, all these places that Scentsy takes us to, Canada, this is really an awesome way. Because if you have a $10,000 fundraiser, or even a 1,000, PRV fundraiser, man, those are points to earn these trips. That can be the difference of you not being on a trip and being on the trip. Okay. So even though you're getting your commission back, you get to go on these amazing trips if it pans out and you met the rest of the criteria. Listen, you guys have an amazing night. Rachel Pence is going to be leading next week. I think she's talking about maybe something about parties, home parties. I don't know, but we'll get the information out there, and cannot wait to see you guys. All right. Oh, we have a code word that we want to give you guys. And the code word is going to be Amazon rain. Amazon rain is the code word.
Amazon rain.
Right. We knew this before we started, right?
Yeah.
So the code word is going to be Amazon rain. Okay. So for anyone watching the replay, it's Amazon rain. And I'm also going to put in here too, is if you're watching the replay, send Amazon rain to your superstar director, because every week, well, where do I send it to? If you watch the video, it'll tell you what the word is and where to send it to if your accountability partner didn't give you the word. Okay, so there's that. And then we will see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Central. All right. You guys have an amazing week. Your call to action is to find a fundraiser. One, even if it's minimal to get started, it doesn't have to be a big school fundraiser. If you don't want to start it yourself, then partner with your accountability partner. I don't care, with your team, ask your superstar director if they know that there's a fundraiser circulating within the group. But find something minimal, really to even help you, this month, next month, and carry you over the summer and whatnot. But we're going to have a thread. When you book a fundraiser, you don't have to. These are all suggestions, but you're here to build it stronger and to grow. So that's the call to action, is to find a fundraiser for your business. Okay. Y'all have a good night and we'll catch you next week. Bye, everyone. I lost my mouse, so I can't even end the call. You guys, here it is. All right. So the mouse is. They say you don't have to be perfect to be powerful.
Nope, you're even better when you aren't. So, all right.